still having audio problems. She's going to learn sign language. Maybe you need to come visit you, Sue, and see what the deal is. All right.
Sue, can you watch on your tablet on Facebook?
I don't know what she said.
Can you hear me? So you can't watch it on Facebook on that tablet? No?
She doesn't know what's happening. Oh, on
Hmm.
my phone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Welcome. It is Tuesday, March 2nd. Already March. That's exciting. Spring is in the air, I feel. And so I'm excited to share with you a new bundle that's available to you as a customer starting today. I am Leanne Furness, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Rochester, Minnesota. And I'm going to do I'm going to have a couple buffet cards with this suite that I'm going to show you. I'm going to have some club cards. So watch for those emails later this week. Who we can watch for these emails Sunday. And then I will have my act together by then, I think. I don't know. I always kind of like relax at the end of the month. Plus it was my birthday weekend. So yes, the whole week. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight the things you really want to see, not my face.
And if you guys don't want your faces seen on the video on Facebook, you can see you. So if you want to turn off your video, if you don't want to be recorded on the Facebook Live.
Sue. Okay. So now I'm having a little technical difficulties, but please hold. Please hold. Participants. I want to be the host. Okay. What is going on? All right.
Yeah, because on Facebook it says my name.
Yeah, that's because you're speaking.
Well, no, but on Facebook the page says Ann Whitrock Zoom.
Ah, okay. Hold on. How about now?
Same.
Okay. Hold on. Reclaim host. And boy, you think you figured all this stuff out. Well, look at all these people joining. I like it. Welcome, everyone. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I'm going to start here in a second as soon as I figure out what the dealio is.
Okay, I see you now on Facebook.
Okay. There we go. I think.
Okay, I got you on Facebook and you're live on volume and everything, and there's 5 participants.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. And there's a bunch on here. Good, welcome. If you do not want your photo or your video to be recorded on this Facebook live, because I'm streaming it through Zoom, because it's how I know how to do 2 cameras, you might want to cancel or shut off your video. Otherwise, the world will see you. So I'm going to start over. My name is Leanne Furness. I'm an independent demonstrator from Rochester, Minnesota for Stampin' Up. Been doing this for 21-ish years almost. So I always am amazed that there's new stuff that I love and that I want, and you just never know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is celebration is over. It was great. Thank you to all my customers. I had a great celebration, and I will be able to celebrate that by giving you guys some free gifts because I get free items and things. So I'm excited about that. For March, because it's kind of a lull, it's like a letdown. And since celebration ended at the end of February, we have a new bundle that's available to all customers. And it's called the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle. I'm going to show you this first. So in this bundle, you get, look at all these butterflies. So you get the stamp set has this butterfly, and stamp set itself is actually a background stamp. So it's huge. And so what you can do is you can stamp that, and then with one pass through your machine, you cut all those butterflies out. Whoops, let's get back to the right corner, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? So then, but wait, there's more. So then you also get these 6 intricate dies, and I know I said 6 and you only see 5, but I wanted to show you a little trick. You also get this little hashtaggy thingy that gives texture, and I'll highlight that in a little bit. This is, it makes holes, and I'm not really sure what to do with that. The brick, I watched a video today, and I think it was inking fingers or whatever. She showed how to, she used that, and it was a great idea. And I haven't figured out these 2 little guys yet, but I'm pretty sure I will. But these are just gorgeous, as you can see on my little paper here. So intricate and so detailed and so messy. I mean, seriously, all these little pieces fly everywhere. But you can kind of keep them under control if you do it kind of what I did. So I wanted to point out that when you have these intricate dies, it works better to keep the die on your cutout and then roll it with your pick a tool, take a pick, I don't know, our brush. And I just go, and you can kind of get a little bit rougher if you leave the die on. And then I just have this in a box to kind of keep control of these little pieces, because there are a lot. And you can see how that one part didn't pop up, but now look at, voila, voila. So that was and this is this is a kit box that I had. And I just put that in there to kind of keep it under control, because I don't want to, I don't really want those little pieces everywhere. So the dealio here with this Butterfly Brilliance Bundle is that the dies and the stamp set will be available in our annual catalog 21 to 22. So that's exciting. You can get your hands on it early if you want. But the other thing that's exciting is we have some designer series paper, DSP, that will not be available in the annual catalog because it is as supplies last. So if you love this paper, which I think you might, you may want to consider getting this. So you can buy the whole kit and caboodle, and I don't have the Natural Touch. There's 2 different papers. There's a Natural Touch, and if you go online, you'll be able to see it better. It's like a textured wooden bamboo-ish color. I didn't order that. I think I forgot to. But you can also get the bundle that includes the stamp set plus the 6x6 designer series paper I'm going to show you, as well as that one I don't have, the Nature's Touch. So these, you're going to get 48 sheets, 6 designs, and I'm going to show you those. There's this one, which is just gorgeous. And then that's the back side. And then we've got this guy. And that's the back side. I love the back sides because I think it's just nice. Again, the ombre watercolor look, and that's fun. And I'm going to show you some samples here too in a minute. This guy, and that's the back side. So really, I know we all say we don't need any more paper, but you might want this. You might need this. So then this is the back side. So here's the last piece, which I think is the bomb, if I can find my part. So here, this paper, this may or may not shock you, but guess what? That die cuts this out perfectly. And then you run it through your big shot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oops, not your big shot. You know what I mean. You run it through your machine and you get all these dies that coordinate and have, you know, you can just kind of pop them up. And I have them somewhere, but you know, I can never find anything when I'm on the videos. All right, so let me show you some
So it's
samples.
1 stamp and 1 die only? Leanne?
It is 1 stamp, correct, but the dies you get
Well, one big one though, right?
one big one, yep. And then you get 6 small intricate, and then these 5 different ones. So 11,
Oh,
12.
those ones that you're showing right now are separate?
Nope, they're all part of this bundle. They're all part of the die set.
No, but there's separate dies. Oh, okay.
Yep, yep, they're separate dies. And so what you can do,
Okay, I see.
great question. What you can do is you can cut out this guy and then layer him, because that just is a perfect match, of course. And then do I have that guy? Oh, here he is. So I did a little coloring and stamping, but here I use vellum to be the top layer. And
Cool.
then, so it just, it lines up great. And you'll see a few more samples like that. And I think the possibilities, I mean, I don't know. I really didn't think I needed another butterfly set, but you know what? I did need it.
Well, and then the paper is really pretty.
The paper is gorgeous. And wait till you see the samples Nancy and I whipped up today. Literally whipped up today. So here's my first sample. And this, I just used that big background stamp to stamp the background, right? With my Stamparatus, I think that works best because you have a better way of, if you don't ink it well. And then I just did a fun little fold. This is like 4 1/4, and then this is 4 1/4 by the regular, and then I just scored it at 1. So that's kind of a fun little fold. The next one is, this one is pretty, you know, standard kind of card. It's got the butterfly stamped, and then I overlaid black. But I wanted to point out this little hashy tag thing. Remember I said how it doesn't cut, but it just makes the texture. So it's another way to get the texture. And so you just keep running that through your machine. The next one I am highlighting, and this is completely a copy of what I watched today, almost. So we're using Calypso Coral and Marvelous Magenta. I think that's what it's called. It's an in color. But I used the glimmer paper, a rainbow glimmer paper, which is beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's really pretty.
And a vellum overlay. And then this is that brick outline, brick thing that you can put through and kind of just give it some texture. And this is from that Many Mates stamp set I showed a couple weeks ago about how to cut with one die as well. So we're getting larger dies, which makes sometimes a little challenge. So then, while Nancy and I were playing, I came up, you can see all these little black things everywhere. Okay. I came up with kind of a system where in the past I had cut the 6x6 designer series paper. I'd call it a one sheet wonder, and we've seen it, you know, other places. But this one sheet wonder, again, it's a 6x6 piece of paper. So I cut this one first, 3 3/4, and then this one is B, and then I cut that. So that's 3 3/4, and I cut it 5 1/2. And this piece you can keep if you want, or you can throw it away. And then this piece comes in. So I wrote down on here that the DSP, which is your designer series paper, and then the size of the mat, which is whatever color you choose. I'm choosing to do black. And I think this is going to be a class to go, or it could be actually a perk for watching one of my videos, and then I'll send you these instructions. All you have to do is message me and like my Facebook. So what I did is I decided to show you as well how I cut the black parts and how you can get 6 cards out of one sheet of black. So this is the 4x4 mat for mat A. Let me put this back over here. Mat A. And then this is B for this, and that's this size. And then you end up with this little extra piece, and I didn't really measure it, and I just cut it in half because I'll show you why in a second. So now I'm going to grab my primer, And I'm going to grab one of those great designer series paper sheets, and I'm going to use this guy. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut like I did here, 3 3/4. And then I'm going to take this piece, which is the B, and I'm going to cut it 5 1/2. And then this piece, I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4 too. Whoops, I didn't do that. 1, 2, 3. Well, you'll get the point. You can do it in whatever order you want, actually. So now I have these 3 pieces to make my card and my little scrappy thing, which I know someone will use and love. So then you take your matte papers, and I'm going to actually mat this on here like that. This guy goes here and then like that. If you want it to be smaller width, you can. And then this guy, this is my little secret trick. You have to cut him in half. So he is 3 3/4, and so half of that would be, I figured it out, like 1 5/8. 1 5/8. 7/8. This is how I would figure it out if I was here by myself. I would fold it in half, because really no one can see that part. So this is how my mathematical mind works. And then I can line it up and go, oh yeah, it is 1 7/8. Like it. And now I have 2 equal halves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the equal halves and I'm going to layer them like this on my cardstock. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment and cut it out with this rectangular. Well, you can't even see what I'm doing. Goodness.
I was going to say, Leanne, your hands are out of the screen now, yeah.
Hold on. So I'm going to take the 2 extra little strips, and I'm going to take my Seaside Spray cardstock, and I'm going to line this up like that, like so. I'm going to take my 2 halves and kind of layer that. You'll see the final product here in a second. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment and cover up those blank spots. Good gravy. So basically what I did was this. So this is a little different, but this is basically covering up the part that I separated. And then I stamped the texture with waterfront stamp set from the annual catalog on page 129. And my greeting is from So Sentimental, also in the annual catalog, the big one, on page 74. And then these are Stitch So Sweetly dies, which I really found today that I really like them. So that's card number C. That's card C. Here's card A. This is the 3 3/4 by 4, or 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then 4 by 4. And then I just stamped the same stamp set, So Sentimental, and the smaller rectangle die of these Stitch So Sweetly. And then, thanks. And then the last one is, I just have to figure it out. Oh, here. So this one I use just jade, and it's this, and exactly. And so I again used the same waterfront Versamark on that. I did have different color inks there, but I'm going to show you my next group that just has the simple Versamark and black ink. So you don't need all the colors of ink. I just happen to have them all. But this paper is the opposite side of the designer series paper. Remember I showed you how it has 2 sides. So I cut out a bunch of those and made things. Goodness. So let's look at the same 3 layouts, only slightly different. This one again is mint macaron, and I split that little C spot in half, layered it on top of the stripes. This is cut out right from the designer series paper, and then I'd add a little wink of it, wink of Stella, little wink. And then this greeting is from the Happy Thoughts in our January to June mini catalog on page 28. And I just used Memento ink, and this is all Versamark. So that's one. And then this one is the same paper, of course. And this is the long one, so that's the card B. And again, Versamark. And I cheated, I used just jade. But again, this is from that DSP that cuts out directly. And then I added a little wink of Stella. And then this one's falling off because apparently I didn't push hard enough. It's crooked, so forgive the crookedness. But anyway, this is my 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I wrapped some ribbon around the edges. This is another butterfly with an intricate butterfly cut out from the designer series paper on the non-printed side, so on the ombre or watercolor. And then this Happy Birthday is also from that same set, Happy Thoughts in the January to June catalog.
Nice.
So you get a lot of use out of all this stuff, and I just really think it has a lot of potential, and it's a way to make some quick cards, especially like, you know, using one sheet and getting a whole bunch of cards out that are pretty similar, and you can twist it up a little bit, right? You can take and do it this way if the butterflies or that. So I think you could do this technique or this one sheet wonder with every 6x6 DSP we have, and I might just focus on that. So again,
And what I see, Leanne, what I see is when you have that 6x6 done like that, if you separated it and mounted it on a black sheet
correct.
for a scrapbook page.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thought that'd be pretty.
That would be pretty. So if you had one, people catching butterflies or whatever. So that's a good point, Anne. Remind me of that when I forget.
Okay. I'm here for you, man.
Say what?
I'm here for you, man.
Oh, good. So again, it's super fun, super great. This butterfly, so let me just go through what they are, and you'll be able to see it online, and I'll post it down here because really the flyer is so hard to read. I don't know why they keep doing these things so soft, because it's really, I don't think ADA compliant, but who do I know? So you can get the stamp set by itself at $17. You can get the Brilliant Wing dies by themselves, and that's $44. You can get the paper, the 6x6 designer series paper that I showed you, only while supplies last, for $11.50. You can get the natural birch, which you can't really see here and I don't really have, for $5. Or you can order every single thing for $71. Or you can just bundle these two things, the dies and the stamp set, for $54.75. Now, so these are going to be in the main catalog, the annual catalog that's released in May. So that will be from May 21 to end of April 22. But this paper will not. This paper is only while supplies last. And who knows how long that will be, because you know how.
And that's current, something you can get currently?
You can get it currently. Yep, you can order it now on my website. You can order it this month in the club. If you want to order, I would ask that you use the March host code. But if you're going to order over $150, you want to keep that host benefits and the rewards just for yourself. I don't need them then. But we'll talk about, I'll help you out with that if you want to call me or send me an email. I also wanted to point out, I said in my email today that I sent out.
Hey, Leanne.
Yes.
Sorry, before you put that stuff away, do you have a sample of that little punchy out, that right there, that little round stuff? Yeah.
That's all I got. I couldn't come up with a thing.
Okay, so it's the blue part that you can see.
Is the
background. And then looks
yep.
Gray.
Yep.
Oh, they're all holes. Okay.
They are holes. Yep.
Okay. It looks like some of them were gray.
Okay, so then I chose to put the bricks on, but as you saw, you might want to do it this way instead, because this was kind of a pain. But depends what look you're
Okay.
going for.
I like the hole, so that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. It would add some texture. I wasn't really sure how to use that today, so I will find something, I'm sure of it. Okay, so I've talked a little bit about Paper Pumpkin in the past, maybe. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription. It costs about $20 a month. And you can do it for 1 month, 5 months, 6 months, a whole year. You can do it however you want. But once in a while, they have a bonus. And so this month's Paper Pumpkin, and you have till the March 10th to register and sign up at www.paperpumpkin.com, and then check Leanne as your demonstrator. You're going to get a 4-pack of these stencils and a stamping sponge to create really cool things. And I just think that it's an added bonus. You're also going to get enough to make 8 cards. You're going to get, that includes the cardstock and the envelopes and any punch outs and any layers. And then you get the stamp set and a Stampin' Spot, which is a tiny one, to use forever. And you'll get it in the mail, and it'll be like something fun, a fun mail. I just kind of was excited about these stencils because I can see, I know people ask me all the time about cloud stencils and this starburst thing, and I thought, well, what a good deal that is. So if you haven't subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, maybe this is the month to try it. You can always cancel. You can always take a pause and say, I don't want it for a few months, and wait to see what's coming up. But otherwise, it is a good bargain and a good deal for the value and the things you get. You always get extra pieces. All right.
Oh yeah, and they've got some great stamp sets too. Then you get to keep them. So
Yeah, you do. You have a lot of fun Halloween sets and Valentine sets. Are there any other questions from anybody on my Zoom or on Facebook that I can answer?
I don't see anything on Facebook.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions, just message me or type something up in the Facebook chat. I think I'd be happy to share this. I'm going to make it into a PDF. And so all you have to do is ask for the One Sheet Wonder for 6x6, and I will put a little watermark on it. I didn't have time to like whip that up yet, but I will be happy to give it to anybody who asks, and it'll be a bonus when we have some fun classes for, I thought this would be fun to do like a note card box and have a whole gift set full of all these general greetings and things, and then just leave them blank in the middle, and the inside maybe white to write. But you know, sometimes people just want to write their own greeting, but this will be fast and simple, and you've got all those parts to just kind of put together. All right. Thanks for joining. I will talk to you all hopefully soon, and watch for my email on Sunday. I have a buffet time next Tuesday, and then I think it's coming up a couple different times. I'm trying to be consistent, so let me know if that consistency doesn't work for you because you work weird shifts or whatever. I'm happy to figure out something different. All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks, Liam.
Thank you.